That one line still echoes in my mind. It wasn't just what she said, it was how she said it. Calm. Steady. Like she had already accepted a pain I could barely imagine. If you'd told me a year ago that I'd fall in love with someone who couldn't even feel half of her own body, I would have laughed. But life doesn't give warnings. It just places people in front of you, and sometimes, they change everything you thought you knew about love, strength, and what it means to stay. It started on one of those days that didn't seem to matter: gray skies, a coffee shop buzzing with chatter, rain drumming lightly on the windows. I was there with my laptop, pretending to work, mostly people watching. That's when she walked in, or rather, half-glided, half-limped, though I didn't notice it at first. What caught my eye was her hair, black waves streaked with auburn, falling over a faded denim jacket. She moved carefully, as if she was fighting gravity one step at a time, but she smiled at the barista like she carried sunlight inside her. She sat 2 tables away from me. I remember the way she lifted her cup, slow, deliberate, and how her fingers trembled just slightly before she steadied them against the table. I caught myself staring, not out of pity, but fascination. Something about her presence felt magnetic, like she was both fragile and unbreakable. When she looked up, our eyes met. And just like that, everything else blurred out. She smiled, small but real, and I swear the rain outside softened. We started talking a few days later. I accidentally bumped into her again, same cafe, same corner seat. Her name was Lila. She was 27, an artist who made portraits from charcoal and watercolor. Her laugh was quiet, the kind that comes from deep in the chest. And she had this habit of pausing before answering questions, as if she measured every word carefully. Weeks passed and we grew closer. I'd sit beside her, watch her sketch, listen to her talk about colors and shadows like they were emotions. Sometimes, when she thought I wasn't looking, she'd massage her right leg or flex her hand like she was trying to wake it up. I didn't ask. I didn't want to ruin the magic. One afternoon, while walking her home, she stumbled. Hard. I grabbed her just before she fell, and for a split second, I felt her whole body tense in my arms. She pulled away fast, embarrassed. Sorry, she muttered, her voice shaky. It happens sometimes. What happens? I asked, concern rising. She looked at me then, really looked at me, her eyes searching for something in my face. I didn't tell you, she said softly. I'm half paralyzed. From the waist down, on the right side. It's partial, but permanent. I froze. Not because of what she said, but because of the way she said it, like she was used to people leaving after hearing it. Like she was already bracing for disappointment. I wanted to say something comforting, but all I managed was, since when? 3 years ago, she replied. Car accident. Doctors said I was lucky to be alive. I guess that's one way to look at it. Silence stretched between us, heavy and uncomfortable. And then she said the words that burned into me forever. Don't stay if you just feel sorry for me. Her tone wasn't angry. It was tired of pity, of people seeing her as half of a person. I shook my head, my throat tight. I'm not staying because I feel sorry, I said, though I wasn't sure she believed me. I'm staying because I want to. She smiled, a little sadly. Then you'd better mean it. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about her, the way she hid her pain behind laughter, how fiercely she fought to appear whole. I realized how often we take normal things for granted, walking without thinking, running without fear. And yet, here was Lila, painting sunsets, laughing at bad jokes, living with a grace that most people never find. We kept seeing each other. I learned how she'd spend hours in therapy, pushing her leg through pain just to gain a little more control. I saw her cry once, quietly, when she dropped her sketchbook and couldn't bend fast enough to pick it up. I didn't say anything. I just picked it up, handed it to her, and sat down beside her until her breathing steadied. There were days she shut me out, days she smiled like nothing hurt. But no matter how hard it got, I stayed. Not out of sympathy, but out of admiration. She had taught me something I didn't even know I needed to learn, that real strength isn't about what your body can do, it's about what your spirit refuses to give up on. Months later, Lila invited me to her first art exhibit. She'd been secretly working on a collection called Unbroken. Every piece showed fragments of faces, limbs, silhouettes, cracked, distorted, yet beautiful. One painting stopped me cold. It was a woman, half her body darkened in shadow, the other half bursting with light. At the bottom, in delicate handwriting, were the words, "Don't stay if you just feel sorry for me." I looked at her, standing by the canvas, proud and unashamed. And in that moment, I understood, she wasn't painting her pain. She was painting her triumph. After the exhibit, I told her the truth. "You changed me," I said quietly. "You made me realize how much strength it takes to keep going when your body says you can't." She smiled, tears welling in her eyes. "And you taught me it's okay to let someone stay." We stood there, two imperfect people holding onto something real. Life didn't magically fix itself, she still had bad days, and I still stumbled through mine. But we learned to face them together. Because love, I realized, isn't about saving someone. It's about seeing their scars and saying, "I'm not leaving." And every time I remember that first day, that first look, I think of her voice, steady, brave, unforgettable, saying, "Don't stay if you just feel sorry for me."